Hey everyone, we've got a new Player of the Week selection on eFootball. It's from the Euro 24 matches that have been taking place. As always, I'll put timestamps in the description. If there's a particular player you want to hear about, so click the description, there'll be a link to take you straight to them. So, got 2 4 stars, the rest 5 stars. Let's have a look. Starting with the 4 stars. And we've got Stanciu first from Romania. So, they've not changed a great deal with Stanciu. Creative playmaker, same positions as normal. In terms of his attributes, he has had a general boost. Nothing spectacular though. This is only a 4-star card. No real defensive ability, so I'm not going to consider this guy as a centre mid. He's very much an attacking midfielder, creative playmaker. And he's kind of just solid. Kind of just okay, you know. On the ball is alright. Passing's alright. Finishing's pretty decent at 80. Attacking awareness is decent at 80. Not a great deal of pace. Good kicking power. Balance is decent. Stamina's decent. Nothing too excited about him. Like I say, it's obviously a 4-star card, 91 rated. You can't expect too much of him. In terms of his skills, he's got a pretty decent selection. They've taken away chip shot control and given him first time shot. He's got long range curl and long range shooting as well. So with that finishing being at 80, he's going to have a decent shot on him. He does also have through passing. Outside curl is a nice one. But yeah, one-touch pass, that's the one real miss. It would be nice if you had one-touch pass, maybe even weighted pass. But yeah, like I say, just in terms of his ability and his skills, really, there are some qualities there. It's not quite enough to make it an exciting card. So not a terrible card by any means. But I think for most people who've got a lot of good options at attacking midfielders, there's not really enough about this guy to really make him that appealing. And our other 4-star is Aebischer from Switzerland. So they've given him left midfield. Apart from that, the usual positions, same playstyle. It's a box-to-box. So that playstyle, box-to-box, will be active left mid, right mid, centre mid, and defensive mid. He's also got wide right forward there. That he will not have an active playing style there. Box-to-box won't be active. But in terms of his abilities, yeah, not great. I think Stanciu certainly is all right. As a 4-star, but with this guy I'm not sure what I'm going to do with him, because the first thing we're looking at, low pass 80. They've actually nerfed his passing from his base card. That's lower than his base card for some absurd reason. But yeah, I'm not putting anyone anywhere in my midfield with passing that low. On the ball is kind of alright, but tight possession 75 is a bit dodgy. Attacking awareness 72, defensive awareness 70, so his awareness on the whole is poor. Defensive attributes aren't great. Pace is alright for a midfielder, but only if you play him centrally. Wide midfield, I would like more pace on him. Down here, physical contact's okay. Balance, not brilliant. Stamina's good. As I mentioned, they have nerfed his passing a bit from his GP card, annoyingly, but they have given him quite a nice boost on... well, I mean, he's had a nice boost across the board. Obviously, most stats have been increased a little bit, apart from passing, of course, but his physical contact has a nice boost. His acceleration has as well. But yeah, just looking across his attributes, I don't see myself using this guy in any of his positions. I just don't think he's that great. In terms of his skills, they've added a long-range curler and one-touch pass. So 2 nice skills to add. Long-range curler if you do play him left midfield, one-touch pass anywhere in midfield, especially through the centre. Through passing would be nice though. Interception is an important one. He's a super sub as well. He's got a few nice skills here, but yeah, I mean, I'm not going to speak for too long on this guy because, like I say, ultimately, he is versatile. He's got a bunch of positions. It is a bit of a boost on his GP card, but ultimately, looking at the attributes, especially that passing being as low as it is, I just don't really see myself using this guy anywhere. I really don't think this is a great card. And now we have an interesting version of Christian Eriksen, primarily because it's a whole player. So, I don't think we previously had a whole player version of Christian Eriksen. I'm just double checking that on eFootball Hub as I speak, because I want to make sure I'm not talking bollocks. I'm pretty sure he's normally an orchestrator or playmaker. Yeah, so we've had orchestrator, box-to-box, classic number 10, playmaker. But this time we have a whole player version of Christian Eriksen. So, yeah, it's an interesting one. As you'd expect, you know, you're not going to get a great deal of pace and athleticism with Eriksen, but it's one of these cards where he's going to play as an attacking midfielder. And he's not going to be about the pace or dribbling. It's going to be about the end product and the technique. And he's fantastic in that area. He does have centre midfield and defensive midfield. But with the lack of defensive ability, I wouldn't put him anywhere near defensive midfield. I don't think I'd want him centre midfield either. I'd want him to be stronger defensively and physically in centre midfield. But certainly as an attacking midfielder with that whole player playing style active, he's got bags of end products. He's got really good technique. So, yeah, it's an interesting version of Eriksen. in terms of what's been boosted, it's a fairly nice boost across the board, to be honest. A bit of a boost on his awareness, his passing, his pace as well has been boosted a little bit. His finishing has had a really big boost. That's an interesting one. So finishing up to 80. And he's got long range curler, long range shooting. I don't think they've added or removed any skills here. So the regular skills it looks like. But yeah, long range curler, long range shooting with his 80 finishing. He's going to have a nice shot on him. And then as you'd expect with Eriksen, one touch pass, through passing, weighted pass, pinpoint crossing, outside curler. He's going to have some lovely passing on him. He's got a shot on him as well. So yeah, it's one of these ones where if you like your attacking midfielders to be quick and nimble and to be good dribblers, then he's obviously not going to be your cup of tea. But if you like an attacking midfielder who's going to get on the ball and just be able to pick a pass or a shot, he's all about end product. He could be a really nice one for you. And I think certainly if you're a fan of Eriksen and you've not had a whole player version before, which obviously no one has because we've not had one, it's quite a rare Eriksen card with that playing style. So yeah, it's a good card. I think it's quite an interesting one with that playing style. So yeah, not bad, that one at all. Now we do have a very interesting card. So this isn't an interesting card in terms of what they've changed about it, because they've not changed his playing style, they've not changed his positions. In terms of his skills, what they've really done is a significant change, to be fair though. They've taken away cut behind and turn, and they've added blocker. So we've got N'Golo Kanté. We know he can play defensively as centre mid. In terms of the skills, one touch pass, through passing, weighted pass. He's got great passing skills, and defensively already had a whole load of defensive skills, but man marking, interception, sliding tackle, acrobatic clearance, fighting spirit. Now we've had blocker added into the mix. Great selection of skills on Kanté. In terms of the abilities, even before we hit that booster, it's a good version of Kanté. He's got good pace for a centre mid. Physical contact, he's a little guy, you can't expect too much, I guess. Balance is great, stamina is good. Defensive attributes are fantastic. Even aggression is going over 90 with your game plan boost. On the ball there, he's not brilliant on the ball, but he's okay. That's fine. For a little guy, I think he's going to feel okay on the ball. And the passing is decent enough. But like I say, we've got a booster on there as well. We'll hit that booster. What do we get? More aggression, more acceleration, a bit more physical contact. That's great. And then a bit more stamina as well. To be honest, I had a little look on eFootball Hub, compared them to previous versions. I think, to be honest, especially with that booster activated, he's pretty similar to his Showtime card that came out not too long ago. This is a really good version of Kanté. With the fact they've added blocker, with the attributes he's got, as a centre mid or a defensive mid, I think it could be brilliant. I think obviously when you look at the weighting of his attributes with all these 90 pluses before the game plan boost defensively, you're going to want him quite deep in the pitch to make the most of the abilities he's got. For me personally, I like to play a double pivot, 2 DMFs, and have them both as a kind of maybe a destroyer, orchestrator, box to box, getting around the pitch quite a bit, but doing defensive work. For me, he'd be absolutely perfect. He'd be brilliant. If you wanted to use him as a kind of lone defensive midfielder, as the one midfielder in your midfield who's going to stay back and defend, I would put the defensive instruction on him because he's got box to box, and that playing style will have him roaming up and down the pitch. But if you put defensive instruction on him, have him just sit in front of your defence, could be absolutely brilliant. So yeah, this is a really good version of Kanté, and this for me is a really, really nice card. So now we have Dani Carvajal. We've got a right back, and there's been a few versions of Carvajal. I've had a couple of versions. I had a Player of the Week version from Real Madrid, which I used quite a bit. It was a really nice card, really good solid right back, and this one is pretty similar, to be honest. So I'd be pretty happy with this on that basis. It's got unwavering form there. That's a nice bonus. What they've done, we'll go to skills first because they have made quite a few changes here. So it's basically 4 additions we've got here. Acrobatic finishing and first time shot. Not the most important skills in the fullback, but they have added man marking and interception. They've done, I think on 2 or 3 Player of the Week versions, they've added 1 or 2 of those skills. I don't know why they don't add them, at least interception to his base card at this point. I mean, clearly he deserves it, but yeah, 2 big additions. So pinpoint crossing is an important one going forward on a fullback. Outside curve is a nice one. That's a useful one when he cuts inside. Man marking, interception, sliding tackle, acrobatic clearance, fighting spirit, a good selection of defensive skills. So he's got a good selection of skills on the whole for a fullback. And he's had a nice boost on the whole. As you'd expect, it's just a kind of slightly better version of his regular card. One thing that is frustrating though with Carvajal, they've nerfed his lower body attributes. His speed, his kicking power, and his stamina. They've all had a bunch of points taken off. Why? Why do they do that? Just stop doing that. Why nerfing some of the most important attributes on a player when he's just put in a really good performance? It's just silly. And what's annoying is that if you get his GP card on auto allocation, you look at this and think it's better, but on auto allocation, if you shuffle the points around, if you take away some of the points from lower body and to match up with the attributes on here for speed, kicking power, and stamina, you can then use those spare points to get some of his other attributes up to pretty close to these ones. So if you do that, it isn't actually that much of a boost on his GP card, which is really annoying. But if you do look at it in isolation though, on the whole, it is a good solid right back. I would like those lower bodies to be a bit higher, but he's pretty much good everywhere. He's not really amazing anywhere, but everything pretty much across the board is good. And he does have a really good selection of skills for a fullback now. So yeah, frustrating what they've done with the lower body attributes, but on the whole, it's a good solid right back card. I'd be pretty pleased if I picked this one up, to be honest. So now we have another Spaniard. We got Fabián Ruiz from PSG. So no change to his playing style or his positions. Skill-wise, they have taken away weighted pass and replaced it with cut behind and turn. I'm not sure that's a great trade for the type of player this is. That to me is really annoying. I'd rather just left it. Yeah, that's what they've done. So we've got some shooting skills. We've got long range cutter, dipping shot, long range shooting, and then we got one touch pass and through passing for his passing. I think, again, it's such a shame they're taking away weighted pass. I don't know why they're taking that. They could have taken one of these other skills away. I mean, double touch, Marseille turn, cut behind and turn. Do you really need these on a big, gangly, awkward centre midfielder? No, you don't. But it is what it is. And then down the bottom, interception, arrow, superiority. So he's got a bit of everything with his skills. We'll activate the boost in a moment. As I mentioned, he's a big, gangly guy. You know, 6'2", 6'3", not a lot of pace, not a lot of balance. Does have decent dribbling there, but he's not going to feel that smooth on the ball. So just keep that in mind. He's one of these tall players you're not going to be doing much dribbling with. The ball control is nice though. Tight possession is decent. Low pass is really nice. Not a lot of defensive ability. I don't think I'll be using this guy as a DMF at all. As a centre midfielder, definitely could do a job. He's got interception. Aerial superiority is a nice bonus. Got a little bit of defensive ability. You can get away with him as a centre mid. But box-to-box playing style though, 85 stamina. Bit iffy. He's going to get tired. So yeah, one or two slight question marks as a centre midfielder. You might get away with this guy as an attack midfielder, to be honest. If you look at the attributes, not great athletically, not great defensively, but with the technique, his end product, got a bit of attacking awareness there as well, and his finishing's not bad with some shooting skills to back it up. You might want to try this guy as an attack midfielder. He could be decent there, to be fair. In terms of what they boosted from his GP card, bit of a boost across the board. Technical's boosted a little bit, but for some reason lofted pass has been nerfed. Don't understand that, but whatever. But if we hit the booster, some of the attributes that have been boosted go even higher. So this is a nice upgrade on his GP card on the whole. And as I say, technically really good, some really good end product there. So with his passing and to an extent with his shooting, he's got loads of end product. And yeah, like I say, I think centre midfield, you could get away with him. One or two question marks. Is he strong enough defensively, athletically, especially with the stamina? Maybe, maybe not. Certainly got some great technical ability, but he may well be worth trying as an attacking midfielder with the end product he's got. Similar to Eriksen, not much pace, not much dribbling ability really, even with the dribbling attribute being high, because like I say, he's tall, he's going to be a bit awkward. But with the end product and the technique, he could be effective as an attacking mid. So yeah, possibly a good card centre mid, possibly a good card attacking mid. Not going to be for everyone. I'm not too keen on the kind of tall, awkward players, but yeah, for quite a few people, this could be a good card to pick up. So we have John Stones. Just been looking at his card from the England pack, and this one's pretty interesting. So in terms of the boost to his attributes, it's all right. They've not really done a great deal. The one area where they've really boosted him significantly, they've given him a nice boost on his passing, so that's good. But otherwise, yeah, they've not really done a great deal, to be honest. But and also playing styles are the same, positions are the same. But what they have done, they've given him a few skills. So they've added one touch pass, through passing, man marking, blocker, and aerial superiority. So what I was saying, and my review of the England pack is live, by the way, if you want to check it out. I did speak about the John Stones card in that pack. And what I basically said was, in terms of his attributes, you can make him a really fantastic centre back, but he desperately needs a bunch of skills. What we've got here, we've basically got those skills, but his attributes aren't that fantastic. So it's kind of the other way around, but that's not to say that this isn't a good centre-back card. So we've got a great section of skills now. I think we've got pretty much everything we need. Defensively, we don't have acrobatic clearance. That's about it. Heading would be nice, but his heading's not too bad. And he's got some really nice passing skills. So as a ball-playing centre-back, really nice. Just like I say, his other attributes, certainly I think jumping and physical is the one area where it's a shame he's not higher. That's the one area where he's a little bit lacking, but they have added their superiority. So yeah, I think ultimately, if you're looking at this card, if you're looking at the England pack as a comparison, if you put the skills on him, the England pack one's better. But without the skills, this one, even though he's not quite as good aerial or physically, he's got a bunch of skills added, and the boost is passing as well. I think this is a really nice option. It's a really nice card. So yeah, as a centre back, pace is all right. As I say, jumping and physical could be a bit better. The defensives are about as good as you need them to be. I'd like the engagement to be a bit higher, but I think you can live with that 86. Certainly awareness and tackling both going over 90 with your game plan boost. And down the left, pretty nice on the ball for a centre back, but the passing, especially for a centre back, really nice, especially with the skills that have been added. No way I'm using this guy as a right back. He's not quick enough, but as a defensive midfielder, you could get away with him. He's not going to be brilliant on the ball with the attributes, but the passing for a defensive mid is absolutely fine. Again, with those skills to back it up, I think he could be usable as a centre back. I think technically you certainly get away with him on the ball, and with his passing and being as good as it is. Defensive attributes for a DMF, excellent, and physically he's good. Stamina is a bit iffy though. So yeah, if you were desperate, maybe if you're going to had him on the bench and bring him on later on to shore things up as a DMF, something like that, it could be effective. But yeah, I think mainly you're looking at this guy as a ball playing centre back. And as much as I'd like the jumping in it and physical contact to be a bit higher, if you look at all the other strengths he's got, and especially with the skills they've added, ball playing centre back, build up playing style, I think this is a really nice card. And now we have our goalkeeper. So, as far as player of the week goalkeepers go, there's good news and bad news. The good news is he's fantastic at goalkeeping. The bad news is he's terrible at jumping, as always. I'm tired of having the same rant, but I wish they'd stop doing it. I'm not sure they even realise they're doing it. They're probably just hitting a button to randomise some of the numbers, and they're not even realising that they're leaving the jumping so low on player of the week goalkeepers. It's stupid. I wish they'd stop doing it. But he's really good at shot stopping. So 91 awareness, 91 catching. Parrying's the only one that's a bit dodgy at 81, but 92 reflexes, 86 reach. This is before your game plan boost. It's a nice boost on his GP card, which itself is a really good card. It's got unwavering form as well. There's not a great deal to say about this card. It's annoying that they've nerfed his jumping like they always do in player of the week keepers, but in terms of these goalkeeping attributes, this is just a really good goalkeeper card. So now we have Cody Gakpo from Liverpool. This is an interesting one. So he's got the same positions he normally does, but his registered position has been changed from striker to left wing, and he's normally a deep line forward, but this time he's a prolific winger. So I wouldn't use him as a centre forward because his awareness and finishing aren't good enough. But one thing that's interesting with this guy is that if you compare him to his GP card, if you train his GP card as a left winger, I wouldn't say there's a huge difference. I'd say the boost overall is a little bit nah. It's not that amazing. They've given him a nice boost in his physical contact, which is interesting. Otherwise, you know, some slightly higher, some slightly lower. So yeah, like I say, if you're looking at his GP card, trained to play as a left winger, forget, because if you go auto allocation on his GP card, it's a centre forward build. But if you train it as a left winger, not a big difference. Boost on the physical, some a bit higher, but a few a bit lower as well. So yeah, nothing too exciting with the attributes, to be honest. The playstyle has changed though. If you use him as a winger, he will be active as a prolific winger, as a wide left forward. Left midfield, that playing style won't be active. But yeah, unwavering form again, which is nice. In terms of his skills, they have taken away weighted pass. They've added long range shooting. So it's an interesting trade. I think that's a fair one. Already got long range curler as well. So long range curler and long range shooting, dipping shot. Coming off the left flank onto his right foot, he's got a shot on him. His finishing is 82, which is pretty good for a wide man. He's got through passing. He's got pinpoint crossing. I don't think his passing or crossing is going to be great, especially with his crossing. But I would just be very careful. Don't ask too much for him, because even with those skills, his passing and crossing won't be brilliant. Got a bunch of skill moves for the dribblers. Soul control is a nice one. But yeah, I think essentially what you're looking at with this guy, he's very much a player you're going to play him wide left and have him cutting inside onto his right foot, getting into shooting positions. Good pace. Like I say, the physical contact for a wide man is decent. He is quite tall. He's almost 6'3". Balance is okay. Stamina's a bit iffy. On the ball, he's alright. He's pretty decent, and dribbling, especially at 90. It'll be interesting to see how nice he feels on the ball. I don't think I've had a version of Gakpo. He's quite tall. Quite often with tall guys, they don't feel too great with the dribbling, but he does have good pace. His balance is just about okay. Physical contact will come into play or make him a bit harder to knock off the ball. It's interesting that. And with that dribbling, he could be pretty decent on the ball. Good attack awareness, good finishing, like I say. Yeah, if you're a fan of Gakpo, this could be a pretty decent card to pick up. Like I say, that in terms of the attributes, not the most exciting boost on his base card, but change of playing style, and he has been boosted slightly overall, especially with the physical contact. So yeah, for some people, this could be a pretty nice card to pick up. And now we have one of the first GP cards that I signed on eFootball, and he served me really well. I've had a couple of feature ones as well. Barella is an absolutely brilliant box-to-box centre midfielder. They've not changed anything with his playstyle or his positions, which I think is fine. Unwavering again, and he's just kind of, as you can see here, he's got a bit of everything on the ball. They've actually given him a nice boost to his ball control. They give him a nice boost to his finishing as well. His low pass has been boosted a little bit. His lofted pass has gone down a bit. What else? Defensive's slightly down from his GP card. Speed a little bit down, acceleration a little bit up. Jumping and physical up a little bit. So yeah, a bit of a mixed bag. Some of them slightly down from the GP card, but some nice boosts as well, especially that ball control. So on the whole, it's a fairly nice boost actually on his GP card. And like I say, he's got a bit of everything. He can defend a bit, tidy on the ball, especially with that ball control being boosted a bit. Good passing. He's got reasonable pace for a centre mid. Jumping's not bad. Physical contact for a little guy, like I said with Kanté, not bad. Bounce is pretty decent. Stamina's great. And unwavering form again. If we look at the skills, they've taken away low lofted pass, bit of a shame. They've taken away captaincy as well. We can live without that. And they've given him rising shot and first time shot, along with long range shooting, which he already has. And like I say, they boosted his finishing. Still only 70, but still a bit of a booster. So his shooting is going to be improved compared to his GP cards, certainly. We've already got one touch pass and through passing. Those passing is going to be very nice. Pinpoint crossing, not sure how often he's going to be getting into positions to cross. Track back, block is a great one to have. Acrobatic clearance, fighting spirit. You're going to notice one thing that's missing. That's the one negative with this card. I think they changed the GP card with the latest update and they removed interception. Big miss. So that is the one negative. You've got a nice version of Barella, good attributes, some really good skills, but then where's interception? That's such a shame. So does it ruin the card? I wouldn't say so. It's still a great card. He's still got a lot of qualities. Any good version of Barella is a great card to have, but the fact he's not got interception is a real shame for me. So yeah, hard to see past that. It does make it a little bit disappointing, but like I say, loads of qualities here with your game plan boost, ball control and low pass, both going past 90. He can do a bit of everything. He'll get up and down the pitch. He'll cover loads of ground. It will be a really good card to have. It's just a big shame he doesn't have interception anymore. So finally we have Musiala, and we have a roaming flank version of Musiala, and he's at right wing forward added to his positions. So an interesting version of Musiala. He's normally a creative playmaker. Let's go to the skills first. Taking away gamesmanship. They've added rising shot. Apart from that's the usual ones. Bunch of skill moves for the dribblers. He's good on the ball. Soul control is nice. Long range curl. If you play him on the left, coming inside, that's a really good skill to have. Dipping and rising shot. First time shot as well. He's got one touch pass. Super sub. He's always had super sub. That's a great skill to have. But there's one that's always missing. Through passing. It's such a shame they still haven't given him through passing. It's a real big miss through passing. That's not to say his passing is going to be bad, but when you play a guy attacking midfield, you want through passing on him. And like I say, his passing is not be bad, but he's not that brilliant either at 85. So I look at Musiala, I think this guy's probably going to be best playing wide left. I think left midfield or as a kind of left wing forward. Coming off the left flank with very decent shooting, the shooting skills to back it up. Decent passing and one touch pass, even if he doesn't have through passing. He's got a bit of pace, he's decent on the ball. But have to say, and I think I've said this about Musiala, I've said this about a few players, and I'm pretty sure Musiala's one of them previously on Player of the Week cards. They've nerfed him on the ball. His GP card is better on the ball. I wish they would stop doing that. It's just so annoying. I think actually his passing's been nerfed slightly as well from his GP card. They have, to be fair, given him a big boost on his finishing. Stamina's had a nice boost, and his physical contact's up a bit as well. So those are the main boosts they've had. Whether they make up for the fact that he's been nerfed on the ball, I'm not so sure. But yeah, very frustrating. But if you look at it in isolation, like I say, decent pace, certainly the acceleration, pretty good balance, still good on the ball. That ball control is going to go past 90 along with dribbling type possession with your game plan boost. Attacking awareness is going to get to about the 80 mark. And yeah, like I say, even without through passing, his passing is decent and his finishing is good with those shooting skills to back it up. But this is a booster, so what's the booster going to give us? It's going to give us more ball control. To be honest, though, still not as good as his GP card. Finishing up to 86, nice. Kicking power up to 80, that's nice. That's boosted from his GP card, especially now. A bit more physical contact as well. So, yeah, real frustration that he's not as good on the ball as his GP card can be. But we've had some nice boosts elsewhere. And the fact he's got a roaming front playing style now, this is a very interesting version of Musiala. I would not personally play him wide right. As a right footer, without outside curler, without pinpoint crossing, I don't really think he's going to be at his best wide right. Without through passing, I don't think I'd play him in the middle. I don't think I'd play him as centre mid no matter what, because he can't defend. But as an attacking midfielder, no playing style active, no through passing, maybe there's a question mark there, but you could certainly still play him there, and he could do a good job for you, because he's, like I say, he's great on the ball. His passing isn't bad by any means. Good shooting, pace, mobility. Yeah, he could certainly be a good player wide as an attacking midfielder still, but wide left for me. With that roaming flank playing style, drifting inside, pick up interesting positions, pace, ability on the ball, bit of passing, and good finishing for a wide man. Yeah, it's a very interesting version of Musiala, and depending how you use him, can be a really good one. So frustration on the ball, that the way they've nerfed him there, but ultimately it's an interesting version of him. I'll be pretty pleased if I pick it up, to be honest. So there you go. I think on the whole, that's a pretty good selection. Stanciu is not particularly exciting. I think Aebischer is the only dud. I'm really not too keen on that card. But outside of that, Eriksen is a pretty interesting version as a whole player. I think Kanté is fantastic. Carvajal, shame they've nerfed his low body attributes, but on the whole, I think it's a really good solid right back, especially with the skills they've added. Fabián Ruiz, maybe not for everyone, but centre mid or attacking mid could be a good option for a lot of people. John Stones is a ball playing centre back. I think he could be a really nice one to pick up. Oblak looks like a fantastic keeper. Gakpo, maybe not the most exciting one for some people. Not the best boost compared to his GP card out of all these cards, certainly, but still could be a pretty good card to pick up. Barella, such a shame that they took away interception from him with the most recent update, but still could be a really, really good centre mid box to box. And then Musiala, nerfed on the ball a little bit, really annoying. Wish they'd given through passing, but yeah, still on the whole, a really, really nice looking card that. So I think it's a pretty good selection. I might put some coins onto this one, see what I get. So yeah, there you go. A bunch of reviews gone on the channel lately for the packs and so on. There's going to be a few more coming up, so keep your eyes out for those videos. Hope you found this one useful. Thank you for watching as always. Do appreciate it. I'll see you soon.